say good morning, Belize, and good morning, and how are you this morning?
It is 6:30, and this is the beginning of the morning show for this Friday morning with myself, Ernesto, and my co-host, Rich. Good morning, Rich.
Good morning, Ernesto. Good morning, Belize. Boom Gia, buenos dias, buiti binafe. And that's all I know how to say good morning in those different languages. That's all.
Hogina Krill.
Good morning.
Good morning, right?
But yes, it's a beautiful day because guess what? It is a Friday. Ernesto, last night I was reading the news, right? And in closing, I accidentally said, have yourself a wonderful Friday night, right? Mm-hmm. Then afterwards, I realized it's actually Thursday. So you know how much I love Friday, but it's constantly on my mind. So for those who were listening in last night on the radio, you know that has solidified my love for Friday.
Okay. Well, I kind of get suspicious about that kind of relationship now.
It's a beautiful relationship.
You think so?
Yeah, it's one of those relationships we meet each other at this specific time. We go our separate ways, knowing that we'll meet again. We don't worry what's happening throughout the rest of the time. When we come back together, we forget everything and we just have nothing but love.
That's ideal. Okay, that's a good way to start the morning, I think. And yes, welcome all of you to the morning show. We're playing a bolito according to our sources.
97 was last night's winning bolito number. So congrats if you purchased a piece of 97. You are a winner. You did it the traditional way. Wait till the shutters come up. If you purchased through I believe the DigiWallet app, you already have that in your account. So
Really? That fast?
yes, sir. I think it's almost near instantaneous or maybe a few minutes thereafter.
Yeah, you get your money.
You get your money.
Whoa,
you get your money.
That
So
sounds like a plan.
So I know, like for example, William, who when he buy through DigiWallet, almost automatic, right in there, same night, don't even have to wait.
There you are. All right, this morning we have again a varied show planned out for you. If you've been following the news, we have a team in Miramar, Florida, in the United States. What happens is that what they call a mobile passport hub is there assisting Belizeans living in that area to, well, get their new passports or apply for a renewal or birth certificates, things like that. And our team is there. They'll be joining us in a few minutes after the break, so stay around for that. And also today we'll be talking again about education. And Galen University does have, well, they do finance your education depending on the plan you can work with. And one of those plans is the scholarships of the Dame Anita Gordon and the George Prize Scholarship. And we'll meet a couple of those students this morning who have successfully achieved that mark where they get a scholarship to go to university. The Belize, again, speaking of funds, the Belize Fund for a Sustainable Future has money, and they are calling for proposals, and we'll find out how you can, tap into that if you're interested in that kind of thing.
That's right. And we know that next year is going to be the municipal elections. And as such, every year there is that transfer period, which we are in currently. So we have some members from the Elections and Boundaries Department to discuss about this transfer period, letting you know how you can go about transferring if you have relocated.
If you moved from one neighborhood to the next, you're in a different constituency, then you need to transfer into that constituency.
That's right.
We're going to find out more about that this morning. So let's, Tamar was just playing our song, where your family got a state.
Send this, send that.
Send this, send that.
Yes.
Well, we will be talking to some folks in the diaspora.
You know something?
When we come back after the break.
You know something? I'll say this quick, right? Some people who watch right now, and they say that to my family right there, and I'm messaging, I see you for love. You can send me at least something?
Yeah, exactly.
That's what happened.
So maybe we get a chance to beg a little bit, send me this. Or William, do over there, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I have to tell William, bring something for it.
You have to.
Yeah. All right, let's take the break and we'll be back.
people, not businesses.
Welcome back, everybody. If you've just joined us, well, happy Friday. 20 minutes away from 7 o'clock. We have a live broadcast all lined up for you to start the show this morning, right, Rich?
That's right.
We'll be joining Renee Trujillo, assisted by William Usher, and they're in Miramar, Florida, to tell us what's going on over there. We can't wait to find out. Good morning to you, Renee, and over to you.
Jubilees, and this is Renee. We're back here from Miramar, Florida, reporting to you, bringing to you coverage like we promised yesterday over the course of the next, well, now we have 2 days remaining, and it's about 9:35 right now, and I am privileged and honored. Is it?
8:40.
8:40, right.
8:40.
8:40. I'm confused with the time difference right now. But I'm privileged and honored to be joined by the ambassador to the United States, Belize's ambassador, Nestor Mendez. Good morning to you, Ambassador. So, you are far away from your base here in America. Talk to me, what brings you to Florida?
Well, good morning. I'm always delighted to see my good people from Love FM. I received an invitation from the city of the City Council of Miramar to be a part of this very important first day of Belize in Miramar. As you mentioned, the proclamation was done earlier this week, and it's going to be a huge event. So the Embassy of Belize is responsible for all of the United States, including the oversight of all our consular network. We have a fully functioning consular office in Miami, as we do in Los Angeles, as we do in Chicago. We have a smaller one, but fully functional in New York. And we also have an entire network of honorary consular representations across the United States. So this event over this weekend is significant because it happens against a bigger backdrop of a hub of services being offered by the Belize government agencies and other entities coming from Belize. And the presence, for instance, of the immigration hub, vital statistics, and the other services that will be offered, it is a testament to the commitment of the government of Belize to strengthen its already formidable ties with our diaspora. The Belizean diaspora in the United States is counted in the thousands. It is one of our biggest national assets because we have people who are extremely well trained, well qualified, well connected, and given the opportunity, they're always willing to give back, to find a way to contribute to Belize. So making sure that we remain connected with this very important national asset is important for the country. Now, as Belizeans, in the Florida Peninsula, we have several thousands of Belizeans. I'm not sure exactly what is the count in the Miramar area, Miramar, Davie, Weston. I'm not sure in this area, but all across the peninsula, we have thousands of Belizeans. And the truth is, whenever there is an event that is centered around Belize, our people take the opportunity to come. So it would not surprise me at all. As a matter of fact, I am looking forward to seeing a lot more Belizeans from all around the area coming together in the festivities and in the many activities that will be held in the Miramar City complex tomorrow. I also just breakfast this morning. I said hello to Ms. Dorette from Stella Maris School, and I was delighted to see the people from Love FM, the Dean of the School of Medicine of the University of Belize,
Dr. Johnson.
Dr. Johnson,
right.
And then Mr. Madrid from the JP Association. And so many of our people, Ms. Dina Blaze heading the immigration contingent, and so many of our people here, so many things will be happening. Really, it is exciting. It shows that our Belizean footprint, wherever we have communities, is really significant, and we want to keep it that way.
Excellent. And then you have the round table as well, which is important because while we have the services being offered from VSU and from Passport, there's so many other things happening simultaneously that will benefit Belize either in the short term or the longer term.
Yeah, so the event in Miramar happens against the backdrop of the sister city relationship, which goes back a couple of years with the city of Belize. And it has several very important pillars, including one on education, one on investment, community development, youth exchanges. And each one of them have tremendous potential in their own channels. So the Roundtable on Education, as I understand, is designed to expand the scope of contacts of the University of Belize's School of Medicine and to establish linkages with other universities, which is the way academia develops. It's good for the School of Medicine of the University of Belize. And for the bigger universities, it's good to have these outreach programs as well. So everybody wins in these exchanges. Besides, every time we get a really well experienced, very intelligent people from academia together, good things happen.
Good things happen.
So we were excited about the possibilities of that.
Okay. So you just landed today?
I arrived late yesterday afternoon,
Okay.
and I'm staying, well, clearly today and tomorrow morning for the official events, and I will be in the opening ceremony and during the activities tomorrow in the City Hall complex. And then tomorrow night, I agreed to attend an event, a Belizean party, basically.
Right, there's a meet and greet with
Yes.
the ambassador.
Yes, so
Right, so that's tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night. So I'm looking forward to the activities. Because everybody who's planning to join in the activities in Miramar tomorrow, try to come early. This place is going to be really crowded because of the World Cup games happening about
right.
30 minutes away in Florida, in Miami.
Miami.
So the entire place will be really crowded, and will be a lot of traffic. So come early. It's also going to be fun.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Ambassador. I am so grateful, and I definitely will
Thank
see you around.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
There you had it, folks. The ambassador, Belize's ambassador to the United States, Nestor Mendez. He's here for the special event, Belize Day. As we mentioned, we had the proclamation on Wednesday evening. There was a special reception held at the town hall where that was declared July 11th, Belize Day, on an annual basis. As the ambassador mentioned, on the backdrop of that, you have services being offered by the Immigration Department as well. And with us, we have the Director of Passport, Ms. Dana Blades, the immigration superstar. Morning, Director
Good
Blades.
morning, Renee.
So how has it been going? It's your second day,
Yeah.
and I know you said you had close to 250 appointments lined up.
Yes. So yesterday we did have a little bit of technical difficulties, but we were able to overcome it later in the evening. So everyone that came yesterday were able to access our service. So today we are expecting that we would have a much smoother flow. We already have persons outside lining up and waiting for us. So it's anticipated that it's going to be a long day today, but we're ready.
And it
for
was
that.
a long day yesterday, so you guys packing up at around midnight last night.
It was a very long day. We started actually at about 3:30 in the morning, and we were not finished until about a little bit after 10 with the last applicant. And we still stayed here, and we had to rearrange for today so we could greet everyone as they were coming in this morning.
Okay, so you're anticipating how many appointments for today?
We're anticipating about 90 appointments for today.
Okay, what about walk-ins? You're seeing a lot of that?
Yes, we're seeing a lot of walk-ins. I guess it's the Belizean culture. We do put appointments out there, but some still prefer to do the walk-in. I guess they're waiting to hear to make sure that it is going to happen and how efficient it is. And once the word gets out there, everybody starts coming. Do know that if you come, we're not going to leave until the last person has been attended to, even if it takes us until the night.
Excellent. So then you continue today and tomorrow, correct?
Yes, we do. We continue the same services, passport and nationality today and tomorrow.
Okay, so walk me through the process. You come, you fill out your application, you pay, you take your biometrics.
Yes, so as they're coming in, we will log them in because we want to know who all have access to our services. If you're doing the passport services, you'll be directed to passport, you pay, you take your biometrics for nationality, then we start the application process. And
Okay.
then you pay.
All right.
And leave happy.
But I'm sure your guys will be joining you'll have an opportunity to join in the festivities tomorrow?
Yes, we will try our best to make sure, even if we have to rotate, so that some of the staff can go over and participate in the activities, because then that would give us the opportunity to even engage with those that are there, even if it is to provide guidance and advice to those persons out there.
Excellent. Director Bates, thank you so much. And best of luck. I hope you don't work too late today.
We'll try that too. Thank you.
All right. So there you had it, folks, the Director of Passport Services in Belize. She's here leading the delegation from Immigration and processing passport applications, passport replacement, nationality certificates, and replacement of nationality certificates. And so we have that event happening. Tomorrow we have the Belize Day, and those events are going to be opened with an official opening ceremony where we're going to be hearing from the Solicitor General, we're going to be hearing from the Ambassador, we're going to be hearing from Ms. Blades as well, and as well from the officials and the mayor here in Miramar. There's also a special event happening, I think it's later this evening. Danny, come. Yes, we have the president of the Justice of the Peace Association here as well, Danny Madrid. Who'd have thought? I barely see you in Belize, and now I end up seeing you in Miami. But Danny, what brings you here?
Yeah, well, I'm here to. It's history again for the JP Association. Is that this is our second chapter to the opening here in the Sunshine City.
Oh, it's a second?
Second, yeah, we have one in Los Angeles, which we did in 2000.
Oh, but it's the first in Florida.
First one in Florida,
Uh-huh.
yeah. And we're happy that we're doing that. We wanted to open more chapters in the U.S., but unfortunately we had problems many years. But now, today, we'll be signing the agreement and opening a new chapter here in the Sunshine State of Florida, and also be appointing new justices of the peace. So we're happy to be here with the Bridge Association, who are the ones we have been talking to, and today we will establish a committee and new JPs, and I think we have 2 senior JPs to be sworn in.
When you appoint JPs over here in America, what role do they play
All
over
right,
this side?
it's something like what the immigration is doing here today. There's a need for signatures of JPs. So in every state, whenever the immigration department is traveling, they need the services of JPs. So that's when we have to find JPs here so they could sign documents. Because I'm here today, so I'll be able to help them with signatures. But in the future, when they need to come to do immigration work, then they will find the JPs here in Florida.
Okay.
So that's what we're doing. And we're planning to open another one in Texas, one in Chicago, and one in New York.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what we're trying to do.
So you're swearing in how many today? 7, I think?
7 JPs and 2 senior. Yeah.
Oh, 2 seniors.
2
So
seniors.
9 total.
Yeah, 9 total.
And what time is that ceremony?
That's 5 o'clock this evening. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that's just before
Before
the reception.
reception. That's right.
Right.
Yeah.
Trying to get the schedule.
Yeah, and also being a member of the KHMH board,
Right.
I'll be visiting doing a tour of 2 hospitals today along with the CEO, so, because we are getting donations from these hospitals to Belize. So again, we're doing something good for our country.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Then.
So,
So we're definitely going to be doing reports from that swearing in.
Yes, after the swearing in, yes, I'll be giving you all reports and hope we can get some nice pictures so
Of course.
our fellow JPs can see it.
All right. Excellent. Thank you
okay.
so much.
Thank you.
Danny. Good seeing you
right.
here. So, as Danny said, that's just one of several events happening over here in Miami as we, in Miramar, Florida, as we get ready to celebrate Belize Day tomorrow, July 11. One of the events happening today, however, today is a very busy day because what's happening, as Danny mentioned, they're going to be touring medical facilities, and this afternoon they're going to be doing a medical roundtable as well at the town hall. What that seeks to do is to guide the University of Belize in becoming internationally accredited as a school of medicine, which would then attract international students to come to Belize and study medicine. So you have the Dean of Medical Services at UB, Dr. Lisa Johnson, who's here as well, Danny Madrid, who's a member of the KHMH board, and you have several other medical experts from Belize who are here to attend that roundtable, and they're going to be attending with professors and medical experts from the University of Miami's Medical College. And that coming together is to enhance the University of Belize School of Medicine. And talking about that, last night we had a sit down with Mrs. Desiree Young, who has been a key player in putting all these people together around that round table this afternoon. And so we're going to bring to you an excerpt from that interview that we did last night with Mrs. Young. We are here with Desiree Young, Mrs. Desiree Young. If you would recall, in our day one of reports that we did mention her being a very key player in all the activities, all the events that are happening over the course of the next 3 days. We had the proclamation for July 11th. Good greetings to you, Des. Thank you so much for joining us again.
Of course.
And so there's so much happening. We were going through the agenda earlier, and you have a series of events happening. I don't know how you look so fresh after doing all of this, but I think one of the key things that I found very interesting in our conversation is the medical roundtable that's happening tomorrow. I think it's major for Belize, and it goes to show that a lot of these meetings that happen on the side and behind closed door are not fruitless, they're not pointless, you know, and it goes to show as well that people in the diaspora are willing to uplift and help develop Belize. So if you could guide me essentially through what the agenda is for tomorrow's roundtable and where we hope to go in the longer run.
Thank you for having me. And this is a great opportunity. It's a great opportunity for the Belizean community over here, and partnering with the city of Miramar to establish, economic mobility, building awareness of culture, syncing all what it means to have growth and integration of many different cultures. And with the delegation from Belize, we also have the Dean of the University of Belize Medical School, Dr. Johnson, as well as Dr. Renee Nunes will be here. And we have the CEO of KHMH, and we have the director, Dr. Swan, that's here as well. And so, to ensure that they had a great opportunity and experience, we wanted them to get together with thought leaders. It was important that we put together a collaboration of different research institutions that focus on what it means to have quality curriculum, how it means to attract students, because Belize is now attracting a lot of students into their medical school, and bringing them here and immersing them into what it means to know the best practices and understanding how it is to be very efficient and effective in the healthcare industry, because it's key and important. Quality is extremely important. And so with that being said, we put together a group of educators, very high level professionals in this industry. We have the Dean of University of Miami. She will be here. We also have the person that's in charge of students and disability and student experience from the University of Miami School of Medicine. We have the president and the CEO and professor of Larkin University, which focus solely on medical education. We also have from Florida International University Medical School as well. We have the Associate Dean will be here. We also invited the Director of Enrollment and Student Experience and Training from the FVI School of Nursing and Technology, because that is important. And we will also have a professional here that focuses on integration when it comes to technology, because technology is always that infrastructure that is needed. So it will be a very comprehensive conversation. So this roundtable will, create understanding for what it means to be offering a curriculum and recruiting students for the School of Medicine. And because Belize is such a, the University of Belize is such a young institution, it's great to learn from others and how well things have been done. And you may say, but these are institutions in the United States. However, the alignment for accreditation, when it comes to curriculum, when it comes to standardization, and when it comes to residency, is the same as the CCMAHP, which the University of Belize is currently actively going after, is aligned with that accreditation. It's important that Belize become this hub where it attracts a lot of foreign students to come to Belize and study in Belize and attract very strong faculty, because we need that. We need the strength in the faculty expertise and research and knowledge so that we can help grow and expand the institution.
So this coming together is essentially the strengthening of the foundation.
Yes.
Because the institution has been established.
Yes.
But now we need to strengthen the institution when it comes to international accreditation and standards, correct?
Correct. Focused on medicine when we're looking at the School of Medicine itself. It is very important in order to compete, in order to establish that credibility, not just locally in Belize and across the Caribbean, but also across the world. We can become that international institution for many.
So based on the agenda tomorrow, if you could just simplify for me, what are the expected outcomes and the way forward?
Yes, the expected outcome is to learn a lot of different best practices and, understanding what it means to recruit students, how it is to ensure that they meet all the guidelines and requirements when it comes to medical education, to share different frameworks, because that is key and important, that you establish frameworks unique to your institution that you can adopt, right? And just make it unique to the University of Belize School of Medicine. The outcome here is for this relationship building to continue, and for the interrelationship between the institutions to foster professors and faculty, very reputable doctors who are well-known authors and researchers to come in to play as well, so that they would want to go and teach and be part of this, this establishment that Belize is doing and becoming very reputable across the Caribbean.
All right, excellent. And so this runs where and what time tomorrow?
Okay, so this runs at the City of Miramar. It is at 3 p.m. until 5 p.m. And after that, there is a welcome reception for the Belize Day.
All right, excellent. So we have much more events that we're going to be talking about for the course of this interview. Okay. But in the meantime, we'll wrap up on the medical roundtable and move on.
Great, thank you.
Thank you, Renee. Renee broadcasting live from Miramar, Florida, as we have a team there covering the issuing of passports and showing which the Immigration Department has a hub. And they're traveling around the U.S. and they're doing Miramar this week and also celebrating Belize Day over there. Kind of sorry, I know they're there for that.
It's not too late. After this, you could catch the flight to go
catch
out.
The flight and get out
tomorrow's the big festivity, so you have enough time.
Have enough time.
Yes.
All right, 3 minutes after 7, we take a break. We'll come back with more here on the morning show. Welcome back, folks. And if you have been with us since 6 o'clock this morning, you've heard what's happening in the news, and you also know our team is in Miramar, Florida, covering the activities there with the Immigration Department and the Belizean diaspora. Fortunately, Rich, you and I are here in the studio meeting some people and talking about education.
Right.
Which is extremely important. And we're going to meet some really special people. But joining us is Ms. Diana Perfit, who's always here. Good morning, my dear.
Good morning. It's always a pleasure.
People don't know you got to leave bed outside.
I do. I was saying that this morning. It seems like I've been here in short order over the.
Well, you're promoting something important, education, Galen University, and what the benefits are there and how you can study there.
Yes.
So she's the Director of Admissions and Marketing at Galen University. And two young women who have, I understand, are finishing this stage of their studies. Yazil Santoya, who's a Demenita Gordon Scholar. That's you, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And Rosalind Reed, he's a George Prize Scholar.
Yes, sir.
Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
Ms. Diana, let's start with you first.
We do have Sylvia. Is she on already?
Yes, she on.
Sylvia is
Oh,
on.
yes, that's right. Sylvia Bati, who's here. Good morning, my dear. And she is the Director of Student Affairs.
Yes.
Oh, she deals with affairs at Galen.
Students. Yes.
Okay, the student affairs. Okay.
Yes. Yes. Good morning. It's always a pleasure to be on the Love and the Morning Show. So we're here. It's graduation weekend coming up for us. So there's a lot of ending of the academic year, but also celebratory.
That's always a good
going
feeling.
on because we're
Always.
both of our students who are on, or Eagles, are graduating. So, but it is a one of those really good time for lots of reasons.
Mm-hmm.
But what we're here to do is celebrate the fact that we've come to the end of another academic year, and our Eagles who are graduating, both Yazli and Rosalind are graduating, but they held two of our special scholarships, the George Prize Scholarship and the Demenita Gordon Scholarship. So they're here to also share on that, and those two scholarships are open because they're available every 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
So once students graduate, then they become available for other students to take.
How did this scholarship come about? More specifically, why the selection of these two Belizean icons, as I'd like to call them?
Well, because of what they represent. Demenita Gordon, and Ms. Silva can chime in on this when she gets the opportunity to chat. She was very much into the education of women, right? And so the scholarship, the Demenita Gordon Scholarship, is for a female who is pursuing a secondary education degree. So, and so that's how that one came about. And then the George Prize Scholarship, well, he's a father of our nation. We were looking at offering a scholarship to the public service and to somebody who espouses the values of our father of the nation, and wanting to ensure that our people are continuing in the service to our people. And so that's how, kind of some of the background, but I'm sure Ms. Sylvia
Ms.
can
Sylvia
add
could
more
give
to
us
that.
more detail, like how these scholarships are financed, for instance.
How they're financed.
Because we talk about scholarship, but somebody has to pay for it. It comes down to that, So, Ms. Sylvia, tell us a little more about details, how these scholarships are funded, and how you can apply, and so on.
Yes, well, the financing actually comes entirely from Galen University.
Okay.
So currently, as it stands, this represents Galen's commitment to national development and to sort of meeting the needs of our people and to ensuring that everybody has an equal opportunity to access education. And so I think whenever we talk about our scholarships, it's really, really important to sort of emphasize that this has been a long-standing commitment from Galen University. And as Ms. Diana mentioned, both the scholarships are currently open.
Right
Both
now,
the
yeah.
scholarships are currently open, yeah. And so the deadline is actually on the 31st of July. So we have just about 2 weeks to get your applications in. With the George Prize Scholarship, that is offered in partnership with the Ministry of Public Service. Therefore, the selection committee also involves the Ministry of Public Service. And for the Demenita Gordon Scholarship, the selection process for that, the scholarship is also open, but both of these scholarship application forms are available on our website. There's more information about the scholarship. So if you're listening to this and you're thinking, this really, resonates with me, or I can see myself sort of applying for these scholarships, then you have just about 2 weeks to get those applications in. And the scholarship applications forms are on our Gillen University website. Now, we often talk in my department about supporting students from orientation all the way through to graduation, but one of the important portions of that is financing your degree. And so these two scholarships are full scholarships, right? It means that apart from paying your $300 of registration fee per semester, all other costs, or the majority of all other costs of your time at Gillen was covered entirely. And so it really is an opportunity to not only support these students, but it is also an opportunity to relieve that financial burden that is often associated with attaining your education. So we're looking forward to dynamic new scholarship recipients, and it also sort of emphasizes especially the service component. So with these full scholarships, our George Price Scholar, Miss Roslyn, has done quite a lot of community work. So she has got a bunch of projects that she worked on while she was at Gillen University. And with our Demonita Gordon Scholarship, there's also that opportunity to sort of have a service component within the scholarship program as well. So we really are happy to share this.
Okay, what are the specific demands that you need? I understand the Demonita, well, it's for a female. Yeah.
Yes. So Demonita Gordon is for a female woman who is applying for the Bachelor's in Secondary Education program.
Okay.
Because it is the scholarships are offered on a 2-year cycle, the applicant needs to have an associate degree at the minimum. And we are asking for people that have a GPA of 3.0. And that really is the requirements. And again, that is a full tuition scholarship.
But what
we really
areas
are looking for dynamic women who are. So it's secondary education.
Okay.
That's the field of study. So it's specifically for the special
secondary
education.
Teaching
program.
at high school.
Teaching at high school. Okay. So specifically for that. Great. That's a good idea. Okay.
So if you're in a high school, you are if female, you're a teacher, but also again, we're looking for those dynamic future educators. We're looking to support a career educator to accomplish this portion of their educational journey.
Okay, that's very specific.
And then, yes.
And the George Price?
And the George Price Scholarship. So again, we are looking for people who sort of really.
But this is not.
that,
You don't have to be female.
No.
For the George Price. Okay.
No, the George Price Scholarship is open to any public servant. So here it is a public servant. And we're really looking for those service-oriented people, people who really are supporting sort of national development, those movers within the public service. And the candidates need to have an associate's degree already. Again, this is a 2-year scholarship, so you have to come in with an associate's degree. So that we can get you from associates to bachelor's. We look at sort of your public service record, and so we're looking at persons who have maybe demonstrated good governance, high ethical standards, community work. So again, those outstanding public servants that are ready to take the next step from associates to bachelor's degree. Usually we look at people who have worked at least 5 years within the public service and are looking for that avenue to assist them with upward mobility. Okay. So 5 years within the public service, 3.0 GPA, associate's degree, but also really those movers and shakers. And this George Price Scholarship is open to any of our degree programs. We get a lot of people applying for the criminal justice program. Our 2 previous George Price Scholarships have been persons from either law enforcement or the military service. and they have applied for the criminal justice program, but it is open to, if you're male or female, and to any of our programs at the university, at Galen University, and it's only if you have an associate's degree that would be the requirement. So again, the George Price Scholarship was a little bit more open. And again, we're very, very, very excited to see some of the candidates. We've had wonderful candidates from the George Price Scholarship. Zenubia Koch was our previous scholarship. He was a police officer when he applied for us. And Miss Roslyn Reed is from the Coast Guard. So we're looking forward to all public servants applying.
One thing when it comes to that associate's degree, does it have to be one from Galen or it could be from another institution?
From any institution. Galen has a 2+2 arrangement with most of our JCs, and even the ones we don't have, we have where we will accept a maximum of 64 credit hours coming from another JC. So it works once you're moving into the same program. So if you're doing business in the JC and switch to computer science, then it won't work out to 64 credit hours. But yeah, so yeah, any JC.
All right. Well, congratulations. Congratulations, Miss Santoya. So are you a teacher?
Yes,
you're
I'm a
teaching.
full-time
So
teacher.
while you were teaching, you took this.
Yes.
You got the scholarship. Where are you teaching?
I'm teaching at Curacao Community College.
Okay. Oh, in Corozal.
Yes.
Oh. So that's an accomplishment. You have a student who is on the other side of town,
Yes.
of the country, and can do her studies online
Absolutely.
and get a degree.
This is what Galen
Right.
offers to our population, right? That you can come to school, you can finish your education no matter where you are in the world. But in Belize for sure, right? And so we have students like Yazli coming from way up in the north. We have people from down south, so yes. But I mean, yes.
What's your
Yazli
experience like taking
aren't
this
you
course?
our top graduate for the undergraduates for this year?
Oh, really?
Yes, so Yazli certainly has a little bit more to tell us about her journey.
Yeah. Tell us a little story about you. What was the most difficult challenge you had doing this?
The most difficult challenge was trying to balance everything all at once. Being a mother, being a full-time teacher, having 150 students under you, having to balance life at home, family responsibilities, and trying to be the best version of yourself while studying as well. That was the most challenging part for me. However, it was a very rewarding journey. At the end of the day, I do believe that hard work does definitely pay off.
That's well said, well said. So you had what? Long days?
Long
Early
days,
morning, late
long nights, early mornings, lesson planning, no sleep. Sleep had to wait most of the time. So
You said you're a mom, right?
yes, I'm a mom of two girls.
Two girls.
Two young
Oh,
girls.
wow, girl now, trouble. So, yeah.
For you, what motivated you to go and apply for the scholarship and continue in your education?
I had a very long pause in my educational journey. And there was like this fire inside me trying to push me towards becoming a professional, an educator. Ever since I know myself, I want to teach. I love imparting knowledge on students, on people around me. And I have always had that passion and love for teaching. So I knew myself and I wanted to be a high school teacher. I come from a family of educators, so I wanted to pursue this degree. Ever since Galen came to CJC, that is where I completed my associate degree, I knew that that is the place I wanted to go. But I had a long pause, and the scholarship was basically my lifeline.
What did you learn?
I
Being a
learned-
teacher, already were a teacher. You're already teaching. You know, what did Galen teach you?
Galen taught me a lot of academical skills, critical thinking skills, analytical skills, and far much more than that, to serve with humility, to pursue excellence with integrity, to become the best version you can be while doing everything all at once.
What do you teach at Corozal Community?
I teach integrated English and
Integrated?
English literature, yes,
Wow. Okay, so you read a lot, don't you?
and write a lot.
Yeah. Who's your favorite author?
Jane Austen, John Green. There are many, many authors. Alan Edgar Poe. many, many authors I
All
love.
the authors. Harry Potter? No, but congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations. And achieving this now. So you'll take a break, you graduate, there's no school right now, so you take a few days off?
A few.
You enjoy your
not-
girls?
Yes,
How
definitely.
old are the girls?
One is 8 and the one is 3 years old.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah. You do. And how much family help you had?
Mainly my partner, my significant other,
Mm-hmm.
and my parents. Yes, they were my support system.
Sometimes it's great to have family in a job.
Yes,
The
definitely.
best thing
Definitely.
you could have. Well, congratulations. You deserve everything you earn.
Thank you so
really do
much.
deserve it. One challenge you didn't have. How you gonna pay for it?
Exactly. The financial burden of it, yes, definitely.
Let's meet the George Price Scholar.
Morning.
And Rosalind, you are employed
At the Belize Coast Guard.
by government. I mean,
Yes, sir.
a public servant. Where?
The Belize Coast Guard.
Oh, that's right. You're Belize Coast Guard.
Yes,
Now,
sir.
how you manage that? Can you do a lot of physical moving, right?
Well, right now I'm not really physical, but when I did apply for the scholarship, I had already have 15 years within the Coast Guard. And it's actually one of my coworkers that pushed me to apply because I had just completed my associate's degree at WJC. And she said, Rose, why don't you apply for this scholarship? Like, you always do something. And like I was telling Miss Diana before, my coworkers actually refer to me as George Price because I'm always helping someone.
Maybe George Price come back as you and we don't know that.
I took a leap of faith and I applied, and I was very grateful that I was successful to achieve the scholarship.
What did you study?
Criminal justice.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
How that apply? How that work with your
Well,
present duties and so
the
on?
Coast Guard is in the making of having a legal department. So that is where I will
Gives you a door opener.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So, how was your experience applying and being in the Coast Guard? Because, considered in the public service, maybe a clerk in Treasury or something like that. But you being in the Coast Guard, what do you think the connection got you the scholarship?
Because, well, within the Coast Guard, we always are humanitarian people. We are normally the ones that get called out when any natural disaster, anybody lost at sea or so. So we have always been, a service to the
rescue
country.
operation, right?
But within my scope, always a giving person. We have always had different community service projects that we try to do. And also within the females, within the Coast Guard, we have had a lot of community reach out. We have did Christmas drives, we have did giving back to different children's home, a lot of stuff like that. So being a part of the head committee of that was one thing. And also I actively participate within the Autism Belize organization, the Brain Awareness organizations. And just alone by myself, every year I try to give back. Like I just do like a school bag with some books. It's the small things that do count in the end.
Okay.
What was it like for you to have to balance both your work and school life?
Work was okay because I did took time off because after 15 years I needed the time off. But when it came to my home life and school, it was a little bit challenging because I do have a special need daughter. So she
That's a responsibility.
she has a very extra care. So sometimes I would leave from class like 10:15 in the night, and then her time pattern does not work with me. Then I am an early person, so when I go to sleep after school, I would get up like 4 to do my assignments. Like the last time I noticed one of my teacher answered my email like 2 in the morning. I said, it was probably asked, why is Miss Reed up? So, but that is just but I appreciate the fact that I could actually be at home and did my degree within that time. It was very, very convenient. It was a little bit challenging because I'm an in-class person. However, with the platforms and you have advisors that work with you, you have teachers that work with you, and a lot of my classmates were very encouraging. So that made it much, much, much easier.
So now you're going back to work? You're going
Yes,
back
sir,
to
I
the
do.
Coast Guard?
Yes, sir, Monday morning.
Monday morning you're back again. And like you said, if they're preparing to have a legal department,
Yes, sir.
that
It'll
opens
be
doors
perfect
for you
for
as
you.
well.
Yes, sir.
And puts you there. For question for both of you, is this it? Or
Definitely not.
in your case, Yazdi, you're a teacher. Would you want to do more?
Definitely, I'm looking to further my education, do my master's, maybe in educational leadership, maybe linguistics or curriculum design and instruction. Whichever way my journey takes me, I would definitely want to continue
And these
studying.
are available at Galen? Or most of them, or?
One, educational leadership.
Okay.
There is a certificate in educational leadership. So that is one of the venues I am definitely looking at. And coming out the top undergraduate, I do hope that it opens the opportunities for me. And if there is anyone listening out there and they're willing to invest in education and they believe in the power of education changing lives, then I would definitely be open to any opportunity. And I will continue honoring it, continue honoring all the investments that have been made throughout my educational journey by doing hard work, dedication, and of course, serving with humility.
And you, Roslyn, any words for especially young women listening right now and want to better themselves?
Honestly, the fact that we always doubt ourselves is normally the biggest thing that normally keeps us down. So stop self-doubting yourself. I am a mother of three. I did it
And one special needs.
with one special need child. I did it with a lot of, obstacles along the way. However, I always try to be kind because it's my kindness that got me a bachelor's degree from Galen. So always be someone that don't normally, like you would normally say I would stand out. No, just be kind. And that would honestly help you along the way.
Okay, I thought Yazdi would say she would be Governor General and Prime Minister. But it's not impossible. I mean,
It's
possible.
not something that is impossible.
That's right. Before we go, remind us again about the scholarship applications.
Yes, so the
and
window
on.
is open up until the end of this month. So July 31st is the end of the opportunity to apply. Or as Ms. Sylvia had shared, our application is on our website, www.galen.edu.bz. So get your application in. Both the De Minita and the George Price scholarships are open. George Price is for public servants with at least 5 years of service. And De Minita Gordon is a female who is pursuing secondary education. In both cases, you have to have an associate degree.
All right. In that case, age really doesn't
No, age
matter,
doesn't
as
matter.
long as you have it. Okay. Well, thanks again.
You had one
Camila?
final
Yes,
thing you'd
sir.
like to share.
I do want to say congratulations to all our Eagles who are graduating this Sunday. So tune in. Our graduation will be streamed live on Galen's Facebook page and shared on Love Facebook page. So don't miss it out. Don't miss out. It's always a special event. We have 213
Where will it be held?
Galen graduates at the Civic Center. So yes.
In Belize City?
In Belize City,
Yeah.
yes. our graduation.
Okay.
Yeah, we had to choose comfort, right? So other venues are not cutting
Why
it
not?
anymore. You
Why
need
not?
that AC in this extreme heat, and our graduates deserve it. But yes, it's really a nice facility when you think
It
about it.
is,
And I've
it
seen
is,
almost
it is.
most of our institutions have moved to the Civic, for graduation. But it is a facility that really serves us well. But yes, congratulations to all our graduates. We wish you all the best and continue to soar.
They not got prom, not true?
They don't have prom.
They don't
They
go
don't
on a
have prom. No. And then beyond the prom stage, but certainly they will celebrate, I'm sure.
I understand that preschoolers have graduation now.
Oh yes.
Yeah, so.
I used to head the YWCA, and that was a big deal.
Big deal, yeah.
Yes, and parents put a lot of time and money into the preschool graduation. So graduation is
So,
a big deal.
These are the important ones. Thank you, ladies,
Thank you.
for being inspiring. Of course, we have Ms. Diana Perfi, Director of Admissions and Marketing, Ms. Sylvia Bate, Director of Student Affairs, Yazli and Roslyn are from Galen. Thank you.
Thank you.
We take a break. We'll be back, folks, with more here on The Morning Show.
A moderate and relatively moist easterly airflow prevails. The 24-hour forecast for Belize and her coastal waters calls for sunny skies today with cloudy intervals, and shower activity will be generally isolated except for the south, where a few showers and isolated thunderstorms can be expected during the morning hours and over inland areas during the afternoon and evening. High temperatures today will range from 88 degrees Fahrenheit along the coast to 94 inland and 82 over the mountains. Tonight and tomorrow, skies will be cloudy with some outbreaks of showers and thunderstorms to develop over most areas, but more so over southern districts and along coastal areas. Low temperatures for tonight will range from 81 along the coast to 74 inland and 68 in the higher elevation. The wind will blow from the east at 10 to 20 knots and the sea state will be moderate. A low tide will occur at 1:13 this afternoon and high at 7:43 tonight, a low at 5 minutes to midnight, and a high at 6:17 a.m. The sun rose at 5:24 and will set at 6:31. The moon set at 2:52 this afternoon and comes up at 12 minutes past 2 tomorrow morning. The outlook for Saturday and Saturday night is for cloudy skies along with some outbreaks of showers and thunderstorms to develop mainly along the coast and southern districts during the daytime, then gradually decreasing. In the sargassum forecast, there is a high chance that most sargassum mats will affect beaches across the country during the coming days. And in the tropical weather outlook, no tropical cyclone formation is expected over or near Belize and her coastal waters during the next 48 hours. And with that, we conclude your morning forecast that was prepared here at the National Meteorological Service.
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. And we are, 19 minutes, 80 minutes away from the hour of 8 o'clock. It's a Friday morning. And Rich reminds us every week that a favorite day.
Yes.
Yeah.
Stand by that.
You know why Saturday and Sunday are called the strong days?
Why?
Because Monday to Friday are the weekdays. Ever hear about that jokes?
It's past June, but I'll take it. It's Friday too, I'll take it.
We have here let me give you a little background. The Belize Fund for a Sustainable Future awards grants through its grants award program to support scientific research, climate change adaptation, conservation projects, and blue businesses focused on Belize's coastal and marine resources. Well, each year, the Belize Fund issues a call for proposals inviting eligible non-government entities to submit concept papers for funding consideration. All concept papers must be submitted through the online grants application program. In the studio here, we have Mr. Josue Oliva, who's the program manager of the Belize Fund, and Chelsea Gill-Anthony, communications officer of the Belize Fund, to remind us that these funds are out there and we can get involved, not only saving Belize, but also getting some funding to make it happen. Good morning to you, too.
Good morning.
I don't think we have to do the interview anymore. I just got the detail. Right?
Well, I think that was a Cliff Notes version you gave. I think we could go a little bit more deeper into why this fund is significant for Belize and how it aligns with these conservation goals that we have set.
All right, so I'll start off. So we are the private conservation trust fund established under the Belize Blue Bonds, and so our mandate is to manage funding for ocean conservation primarily. We always get questions about why we don't fund like farmers and inland stuff, but it's primarily for ocean conservation initiatives. So like what Ernesto mentioned, coastal and marine. And so it's particularly important because for everything you need money, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so if you want to address an issue, you need money. If you want to do something innovative, creative, come up with solutions like the sargassum, you need money. And so there's a lot of gaps in the marine space, and so this funding is long-term. It's for 20 years and beyond, and every year entities have a chance to now apply for a grant to do something that will contribute to conserving our ocean space.
How much financing are we looking at here? Is there a limit?
Yes, there is a limit. So just to add to what Charles said, us being here is to allow the public the opportunity to know about this and allow these wonderful initiatives, innovative ideas to actually try to pitch it to us. And for this call for proposals, we have two funding windows, the regular grants and the community grants. Under the community grants, you can apply for up to 100,000 Belize dollars for a project to be implemented in a time span of a year. Sorry.
Oh, you have to spend that
1 to
2 years. 2 years. 1 to 2 years. Yes.
Okay.
So you have 100,000 up to 2 years to implement that project, right? The beauty about the community grant is that it allows emerging entities that are starting, that might not have all their financial processes and systems, they might not have all the technical capacities to implement a project, to manage a grant and report on a grant, to still be able to access these monies, right? They can, and the Belize Fund will support them by providing fiduciary management of the funds, and they implement it. And I like to say, it's still their project, it's still their ideas, right? So it's up to 100,000 for 2 years.
But when you say community, it has to affect a community, is that it?
Well, it has to be from a community.
Or
right?
From a community?
Yes.
Okay.
And so that's the community grants. And then the regular grants is more targeted towards organizations that are well established, organizations that have a good governance structure, that have the financial processes and procedures to manage grants and report on them.
They're already actually
Yes.
doing work.
Correct. So they can apply from, if they want a medium grant, which is what we refer to the categories, up to 150,000 Belize dollars, and they would have to put in co-financing of 10% of that. And the top, or the cap on the large grants is 500,000 Belize dollars, and you have to have a co-financing of 25% of that.
Okay.
The medium grants are for 1 to 2 years, and the large grants are for 2 to 3 years.
You already have you distributed funds before, so do you have at the moment some projects being worked on?
Yes.
By NGOs or so on. Give us a couple of examples so we
Yes.
get an idea.
I think currently on our portfolio we have about 18 projects that are currently ongoing. We have some that are focused on our thematic areas, which is another thing that I would want to speak to about, right? We had projects that are looking at protection for biodiversity, projects that are looking at climate resilience, projects that are looking at blue business innovation, and projects that are looking at sustainable fisheries. For this call, we're opening it for projects that align to 3 of those 4 thematic areas. Excluding the one that will not be doing this year because we're trying to do it as a strategic partnerships. But the ones that we're focusing on are climate resilience, blue business innovations, and sustainable fisheries. Projects we have right now are projects that are looking at the use of technology in protecting marine protected areas, the use of animation to develop, to include and bring in students into what to look at and encourage them to enter into this marine life and what is it about, to learn about the marine environment, and other types of projects that look at plastics too. So we have quite a variety of them, and we would want to have more projects that are focused in providing better interventions into the protection of our marine resources.
Is there a cap as to how much grants will be given out for each cycle, or is it dependent on just how the reviewing of the project and how impactful you feel it will be?
Right. So I wish I could come in here and say we'll support all projects. Everything come in we'll approve, but that's not the case. The funding that we have is limited, and therefore it is a competitive process. It has to be competitive. The ones that create more impact, the ones that are geographically prioritized, projects that have a strong budget, logical frameworks, and so on. No? But for this year, we're trying to look at least at roughly about 4 community grants and 3 or 4 regular grants.
Regular grants. Well, that's quite a few.
So it'd be
it's quite a lot. I mean,
yes, it is.
And if you already have, you said 18 already in progress, you know, that's a lot of effort being put into, well, basically saving the environment of Belize. What about if I already have a grant and my 2-year is coming up and, you know, I can continue to do more? That applies?
Well, if you have a grant, you have to close that project or that grant first before you can apply for another one.
But as I am doing my project, I realize, you know, there are more details I can work on, make it grow, make it bigger. So, you know, I need to continue.
Yes, and I agree. That's something that we can look at. But first, we want to see how well you can close the project, how manage that project well. And with that record, then you can apply for another, and the other calls coming on.
How do you apply?
That's an interesting question.
Right. So the application process is detailed on our website, belizefund.bz, and it's a 2-step process. So first, eligible entities have to submit a concept paper, and once it's screened and it's deemed as fundable, then they are invited to develop the full proposals. Now, we mentioned the community grants. We provide support for the community grants because we realize, like we mentioned, they don't have the capacity to develop one full proposal. So we provide the consultant for them, and they go through that full development process. And in addition to that, because we want building capacity so that they understand what is involved in this process, we also to provide some workshops as well, right, for make them fully understand the whole process of applying. So, you know, this is the 5th year we did do this. We had to make some adjustments over the time. In the beginning, we never had community grants, and so we box out smaller groups, women's groups, youth groups, the Fisheries Associations, you know, smaller tour associations, those smaller groups that are not or were not able to manage funding or 50,000, you know, develop a project for a 50,000 or 100,000. So we had to adjust over that time, and now we provide this support for them so that they could get access to it. Because, you know, solutions are from the communities, they know what they need, and so we provide
So
them for them.
if I have an idea, but I know it's an idea, I know it's a good idea, but I don't know how to open it up, you know, and work out the details. You help with that.
That's correct. That's correct. What we'll ask you is first, as Chelsea mentioned, it's a concept paper. The concept paper is just the basic idea, an overview of what you want, of what your project is about. Ernesto, take it like this, right? It's basically your elevator speech, right? The concept paper. And after you finish with that, we will review. And if it is aligned
But I only
with
have
what
an
we do-
idea. I don't even know how to write a concept paper when it comes to that. You know, I have an idea. Maybe, I don't know, in my community, I may have some parrots living by the seaside or something. I say, you know, if we grow more trees here or more, they will live there, and the fish will feed, and they will poop in the water, and they make it, you know, richer, whatever. But I don't know how to put that together, because I don't know how I will, you know, administrate this and so on. So
Yeah, well, you write it just like how you were saying.
Okay,
Yes.
okay.
The concept paper,
Then you
remember?
help develop it if you
Yes.
think it's a good idea.
The concept paper is not a complicated document. It's about a 2 to 3 pager.
That's the
And
concept. That's why you
yes.
call it a concept.
And,
Yeah.
and most of it is biodata and a summary of
I
what you
wanted
want.
to get that out there.
Put it the
think
way you
like-
said it, and
Yeah.
then once we review it and it's aligned with our project, with our aligned with our thematic area, then we will come in, and if you get the acceptance letter, of course, after the eligibility test too, then you will get the proposal writing support. Now these people will come in and all right, so you want to. They might even include the technical name of the parrot and all of those details that you have. The technical name of the trees, if you want to go use the same example that you were saying, right? To put it in a more what you call donor language type of thing, to be able to be funded too.
I'm thinking of communities like. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say that I like the fact that you're offering support for these community-led initiatives, because you don't want them to feel boxed out of what they want to achieve compared to the other ones that have been established. Now, why do you view that this as important? Why is it that these community-led conservation efforts are crucial to Belize?
Well, the backbone of our country is built on families and communities. And so when we look at livelihoods, when we look at sustainability, when we look at economics, we want to ensure that our communities are strong to face the pressures that we're dealing with. You know, we hear about climate change, we hear about the loss of biodiversity, we hear about marine plastic pollution. You know, it's a lot that they have to deal with on top of trying to survive. And so we want to ensure that they have the necessary support so that they could be resilient and, you know, be strong to contribute to the ocean space, using it and contributing to it.
And if I could add, it is because they're the ones that are out there, they're the ones feeling it. They know what it is, the issues, and they're the ones that would know how to address it. And they're the ones that have the institutional and the background knowledge of what has worked, what could work, and that's why we need to target them.
I hear villages along the peninsula, Hopkins, St. Vitus areas, they're losing their land. It's eroding. Can I come up with a concept paper on how to stop this erosion?
Definitely.
I think so.
Of course.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's helping the environment.
That's right.
Livelihood.
Under climate
I could show you a
resilience.
picture of a coconut tree down in the fall of the water. I want to save their coconut.
Exactly.
You know, that's
you might have a solution or a proposition or an
Well,
intervention
you know,
of how to address it. And
Right.
that's something
I mean,
that we will be reviewing and see if it
but
aligns.
would you invest like in infrastructure? Because that would mean moving land, building it back, growing it, or building a wall, or protecting it.
Of course.
Creating a leaf fish aquarium. I don't know. I mean, you know, just imagination going here.
I like that idea. In fact, we had a project, a barranco erosion study, looking at that. So we do support those types of projects.
Yeah.
That one is specifically looking at why the barranco, in front of the barranco, there was happening erosion. So it's still an ongoing initiative, and we're looking forward to the results of that study to tell
That
us.
community should come up with a
Yes.
plan and say, you know, in the next 12 months or next year and a half, you give me this
Exactly.
$150,000. When you come back, we ain't going to beach.
Exactly.
You
So
know, I
things
mean,
like that
the
are
value is of this.
Exactly.
The community will have to work it and have leadership, but I'm imagining that could happen.
Do you know, we are
I have
having...
another one. You know, the city council promised you a beach long time by Battle Park, ne? By DigiPark. You know, let's save the environment around there, make it pretty. You know, if they're selling me a bill on a beach away and I see kids running around, they jump in the water. You know, somebody come up with a concept paper and say, hey, we're gonna do this, beautify the place.
Right.
We're gonna bring back the leaf fish, you know. And the kids will run around and have a good time out there.
Right.
Are these possible? I mean,
Yes, it is.
ideas?
But just bringing it back to the eligibility criteria, right?
Mhm.
The eligibility criteria requires that it would be a non-government entity applying.
Right. It has to be
Because
a,
it is
a big body.
from the Grants Awards program. You have to be legally registered in Belize. You have to be operational in Belize for a minimum of 1 year. And you have to be able to show financial and project management capacities to manage the grant, right? So those are the three main areas that we'll look at when you're applying for a grant.
Because you're saying, I don't want to apply for this grant and 40% going to administration.
Correct.
To office supplies and desks
Yes,
and,
we have
and my salary, you know, things like that.
all of it going to Ernesto's salary.
Shocks.
Yeah. So
but there is a portion for that. you
Yes,
know.
we do have.
Somebody could work out at their house, out at their home, and manage something like this, right?
Right. So one of the things that we have going right now is the stakeholder engagement sessions, and we've done complete 4 of them so far.
Yes.
And we have 4 more to go.
Okay.
So we have Placencia, PG, San Pedro, and Keycocker left, and this is the opportunity for people come out and share their ideas with the team there to discuss it and flesh it out. They'll provide feedback on the spot, and this is before the call opens.
So you offer
now.
all the expertise and help and guidance to something like this. Yeah,
Yes.
that's good.
But I'm sure once you are selected and awarded the grant, that there are maybe milestones that you have to, or measuring steps that you have to comply by, because you won't just say, all right, after 2 years we're going to check up. I'm sure that they have to provide some kind of report throughout. What are the expectations?
You have to monitor it.
So, as part of the proposal process or developing your proposals, you'll develop your deliverables and your means of verifications. And the team, once it's approved, we have a team from project officers and monitoring and evaluation officers who would be meeting with you regular, depending on your level of capacity. They would be meeting with you either quarterly, semi-annually, or annually, right? And then checking on you. Disbursements, you won't be getting the full amount, the 501 disbursement. It would be on a progress. So showing progress, then we continue disbursing funding. So based on that, whatever you put in your proposal, that's what we will hold you to.
How much impact has the past projects had now? Have we gotten value for money? Have you measured that?
I would want to say yes, but this year, interestingly, it will be our 5th year, and part of it we're going to do a program evaluation, which will determine the whole impact and the level of progress that the fund, or the level of impact that the fund has made with these investments that it has had, right, over the past 4 to 5 years.
Are there examples I could go there and touch it, feel it, that
Yes,
it has
right.
improved? You have before and after, you know,
So,
pictures, things like that, or
I want to
results?
share maybe some success. So, in terms of tangible, there's the rehabilitation center up in Corozal, with Sartaneja,
Wild
with
Tracks.
Wild Tracks, where they do manatee rehabilitation. But there's also the Shunush Fishermen Association, who constructed a building for their meetings and being able to be organized. And they said that when they were doing the construction, they didn't anticipate or think about rental. So it's additional income for them, for their association. You know, they have a place now they can rent to
So you
host
do
things.
invest in infrastructure?
Yes, we do.
Because they need a gathering place, you need a place to
Yes.
go, and it gives you motivation to get more organized, right?
Yeah.
And I know we're talking about the Grant Awards program, but on the government side too, there's the Coast Guard with their UAVs, or what we would call drones, right? But they're far more sophisticated unmanned aerial vehicles where they are able to see the gillnet and take them out.
Who is
right?
managing that project, the Coast Guard?
Coast Guard, yes.
But they are not an NGO, they are a government entity?
Because we give funding to both government
Oh,
and
you-
non-government.
Right.
Okay,
Yes.
but the
So
ones you're doing right now
is
are
the non-government.
are non-government.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
Interesting. You have to put that project together.
It looks like I have to.
Maybe we could
Help
save
the
the
world.
street out there. So, you know. It's not close enough to the sea.
No, not close enough to see. You have to be marine, remember. Coastal.
Remind us again of the deadline.
So the call is opening on the 20th of July for us to accept concepts, and we will mostly be accepting concepts through our grants management software. You could find that in our website, which is the BelizeFund.bz. There's a apply, and when you go there, click it, it will take you to the webpage to apply. The deadline for submitting concepts is the 7th of August.
Okay.
That's the deadline to complete. Thereafter, we will start the review of the concepts. We'll be engaging everyone that submitted their concepts and proceeding with the ones that accepted. We'll get the invite to proceed with the proposal development and the support that we'll be providing.
Yeah, let's highlight that again. This is a concept paper.
Correct.
They don't expect all the details. You have a
Correct.
good idea, you think something will work, present it.
Exactly.
And then you guys help flesh it out. And if it's worth the while, you're in the running.
Exactly.
You know.
Man, yeah, I couldn't have said it best, Ernesto.
Yeah, because I think initially, concept and our word we deal with every day. We don't understand what it means. You know, it's just a proposal. You don't get married yet. You know.
Yeah, correct.
Well, thanks again. Who's funding? Who's putting up all this money?
So again, it's the Belize Blue Bonds. We manage the funding under
This is
that
the one
arrangement.
under that. It's a blue
Yes.
bond arrangement. We
Right.
have. Okay. Well, thanks again, folks, for coming in.
Thank you too.
You know, go get some breakfast. Enjoy some good meat pie. We'll have a sea of those too. You know.
Thank you very much for having us, Ernesto.
Our pleasure. Yes, we
Research.
were talking to Josue Oliva, Program Manager at the Belize Fund, and Chelsea Gil-Anthony, Communications Officer.
Yes.
Thank you, people.
Thank
Have a
you.
great weekend.
You too.
Thanks
You
for
too.
coming out. Okay, Rich, we'll be back with more, right?
That's right. Keep it locked.
Finger siding project with precision at Coopsheet
Once again, good morning. You're live with us here on the Morning Show on Love FM, Love TV. Thank you for your patience. Sometimes we have some off-camera work we need to finish up. That's why sometimes the signature tune plays for a while. Setting up and making everybody ready takes a couple of minutes. So we thank you for your patience and staying with us. We really appreciate your company. And speaking of that, we have some lovely ladies in the studio. I don't know about you, but I'm happy that they're here. We have Billy Ash, who's an acting registering officer, Brian O'Neill and Sharon Poloni, who are registering officers with the Election Boundaries Commission. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
And welcome. Thank you for coming out.
Thank you for having us.
Voting is something that everybody has a right to do. And you are the persons involved directly with handling all the paperwork and what it takes to keep this list of voters up to date. So this morning we're going to talk about the transfer. There's a transfer period, right? What is a transfer period? Let's start with that first and explain it to our listeners and viewers. When it comes to your right as a voter, what's your responsibility when it comes to a transfer period?
Transfers is legally mandated by the law, the Representations of the People's Act, Section 59. It states that a person is required to transfer their vote from one division to the other. And this is done from the 1st of July to the 31st of August each year.
So in other words, you're saying that people move around, right?
Yes, they do.
You know, I might live in one part of the city or the country and move to another part for various reasons. You get a job, you know, your husband moved, you have to go down, or your wife left you and she go move somewhere else, you know, whatever the reason. So you move from one constituency to the other. No, I must transfer. You're saying the law requires, or the law says I must?
The law states that you shall inform the department of your move, of your change from one address to another. So it does not only mean a constituency, it also means if I move from, let's say, 7 Douglas Jones Street to 5 Coney Drive, I have the responsibility as a citizen, a registered voter, to inform the department that I moved from this address to this address so that we can keep the list accurate.
Accurate, yeah.
Yes.
So you know the number within each constituency.
Yes.
And the requirements for that is that you need to be a registered voter and you need to be residing at the given address for 2 months. Yes.
Oh, you have to be there for 2 months
Yes, you have to be there.
to move.
So what happens if, like, I just recently moved and let's say I were to relocate to a different one, like let's say at the very end of August, like the last week, I would be ineligible and I would have to wait again until another transfer period?
Once you did not meet the 2 months requirement that you need to be at that address, then no, you won't be able to do that transfer. You would have to wait until
next year.
Next year, because the law only provides for the 1st of July to the 31st of August every year for movements
Transfers.
from one electoral division to another.
Okay, that's why I think it says shall, because then if
Yes.
an election comes up in that period, I can still vote in my whole constituency, can't I?
Yes.
So it does
Yes.
that. How do I do the transfer?
So
How does that work?
First, you have to be registered. Remember, in 2018, we had a re-registration in July, the 1st of July. So you would have to be registered from that period, the 2nd of July 2018, up to present. So if you came in, let's say, June 2018, your name will not be in the system. You would have to come in and register over, even though re-registration was in 2018, it was July 2018. So if I was registered June 2018, I am no longer on the electoral list. So you come in with your documents, if it's a first-time registration, your birth certificate along with a social security card. If you don't have your birth paper along with the social security card, we ask for a passport. If you're a member of the Commonwealth, you also bring your passport. Everything is done at the
But you
office
talk
level.
about first registration.
Yes, first registration. So once you do that, now I already know that I'm registered.
But excuse me, but a first registration, I could do that anytime.
You can do that
Yeah, that's not
anytime.
just this period,
That is
yeah.
not
And
any
just to-
specific.
Just to add in that for Commonwealth countries, you need to be residing in the country for 1 year. Yes, that's the requirement.
So I'm already a registered voter now. I have already met all those requirements. I want to transfer. Let's say I was living in San Pedro where I've registered, but now I'm living in Belize City. I would visit the electoral office for Belize City. Let's say I'm at Collect. I would go to the office on Cemetery Road upstairs of First Choice Pharmacy, and I would present a social security card, a driver's license, a passport, some form of identification to the officers at the office. And I would provide them with the necessary information, my new address. We ask for a description so that we can carry out an investigation. We ask for a contact number, so if it is that we're in the field and we can't find you, we give you a call so that you can guide us to where exactly you are. And your name is published on the list, the supplementary list, on the 15th of the month. You have space for objections up to the 25th of the month. At the end of the month, the list is revised. Revising the list means we take it to the court, and the chief magistrate, which would be the revising officer, would sign off on those names, and then your transfer would be official. I moved from San Pedro to Belize City.
It's such, you go through all of that process?
Yes.
In the 2 months?
Yes.
I did realize that. I
Yes.
mean, I just, once you can't check I live there.
No.
You know.
That's why we
Why-
encourage
why would-
persons to.
Would there
sorry.
be a case of being rejected or being denied a transfer?
Yes. Let's say I go to an address and there's an empty lot. There's no house.
Yeah.
I cannot transfer you to an empty lot. I need to see a structure on there. I need to have someone, the landlord or the chief occupant, as the law refers to it, to say that yes, this person lives here or does not live here. But you have to have a structure. You can't be registered to an empty lot.
Right.
So that would be a ground for disallowing an application. It could also be that you come into the office and you give us a description, and we go out in the fields and we cannot find this location. No matter how many times you go out, you cannot find that location. So that would not be another grounds for disallowance, because we cannot find the address to which you're speaking to.
Now, let's say your landlord is one of those ones that don't necessarily reside in the country, but maybe come every so often, and this period they're not in. How can you then verify with that person that owns that home, that structure?
We would then use you as the person, because we ask for a phone number so that we can, meet you at home or see where you are. We could also ask neighbors. We can't depend solely on neighbors, because it's not that every neighbor knows who lives beside them.
Yeah.
As I can't tell you who lives beside me. So we can't really depend solely on neighbors, but we carry out our investigation to the best of our ability so that we can be satisfied before we put a applicant on a list and it's published.
That a lot depends on you.
Yes.
Because I suspect the three of you do that, right?
Yes,
You go
we do.
and
Yes.
check.
We physically go and
how
check
do
the
you?
addresses.
How would you physically determine that I have been living there for? I could set it up. I could, I could set it up and bring you in and host you and how do you? What do you look for? Physically.
Well, the law also speaks to providing false information. So you could be charged for providing us with false
Because
information.
we know from the
Remember-
past that politicians have tried to manipulate the system.
Yes, you could be charged for providing us with false information. So again, when you come into the office, you're signing on to a document saying that this is accurate, this is true. It means that the information you're giving us is true. So when we go out there, let's say the house is board, and we get out there, the house is a cement house, or the directions don't match the address. Let's say I live at Yabra, but you're telling me I live in the street the directions given to us is like, oh, I'm going to the area like Gwen Liz, then you're providing us with false information. You could be charged for that.
If I don't live in Belize City, we have a lot of people who live in Corozal, for instance, or Orange Walk, and they migrate to Belize City, have a rented space, which they live in 5 times a week, sometimes more, and go back to Corozal. At some point, they come and say, I want to go to Belize City because I like Mr. Musa or I like Mr. Osha. And they say, I live here. How you draw the line? How you...
Well, they live in Belize City would be 5 days out of the week. So they do have that right to say, okay, well, because I'm here more than where I'm actually at. So I can move from, let's say, Corozal
but
to
their
Belize
residence
City.
is in Corozal. That's where the
Yes,
family
but
is.
you also have to look at the 5 days. You're here more days than you are there. So
That trumps it.
you can transfer over because you're here more than
I see.
your
And
address.
I see. This is interesting.
And you can only be registered for only one.
One time. You can only be
Yeah.
registered
So-
one time, one division.
So if you relinquish it, you relinquish it. You're
Yes.
at Belize City, you're at Belize City now.
Yes, you can't move again. So this would be the last transfer period before the municipal elections that are coming up. And if you miss this, then you won't be able to.
I know you do your work. How do you enforce it? Now, who enforces it? You, or you have an enforcement team at the election, at the commission that looks at this and says, no, this person broke the law, and then they follow it up.
We only can do the groundwork, and from there it goes up to higher levels. We only do the groundwork here, and then if it is that we need to enforce any laws or any stuff like that, or anyone should be charged, then it would be something from higher up.
Yeah. I guess you have to hand it over
Yes,
to
we
the,
have to hand
the
it over,
authorities
yes.
and something like that. Okay, this transfer is countrywide.
Yes.
So all your offices are handling that right now.
Yes.
This would include villages, rural areas, everywhere.
Yes. Yes, because let's say it's not only based on the elections coming up. If it is that I no longer live in PG and I live in Ladyville, it would be easier for me to do, let's say, replacing an ID. If I need to replace my ID, it would be easier for me to replace my ID in Ladyville than go all the way to PG. So transferring allows you to do that. Like, I don't have to go all the way back to PG. Let's say I have no intentions of really living back in PG, but I still have to, just for an ID card, I have to go to PG for that. It's easier for you to come to Ladyville. So it doesn't mean that, it's because of a election coming up, you have to transfer. No.
You
That has nothing with it. You've moved from one location to another. You need to inform.
That's what's important. You have changed
Yes.
your residence.
You need to
have
inform
changed
the
where
department.
You live,
Yes.
basically. And it doesn't have to be PG to Belize City. It could be
Yes.
right on the border of constituencies, right?
Yes.
Like
We
say
also
Frito-
do change of address, and that is done every day from Monday to Friday. We don't have a period whereby like transfers with that, which is only done in July and August. So if you change your address within the same division, you can come to any of the office and the office where you reside, and then you can change
Do you
your-
require us to do that? If you
Yes, you
change your
can.
address within the same division?
Yeah,
Yes,
as
you
long
can.
as it has the same requirement as transfer.
But you could do that all the
registration.
time?
Yes.
You have
As
to
long
be
as in the
living-
same
yes,
division.
You have to be
Yes.
living at the address for 2 months as well.
Okay.
Now, let's say I am uncertain if my switch, let's say I move over a couple streets over, but I'm still uncertain if that's still within my constituency or if that crosses over into a new one. How can I go to you guys and you'll let me know?
Yes, you could go ahead and verify in any office to see where exactly, just to make sure if it's a change of address or it would be a transfer.
Because you change. True, you could move because you have borders, right?
Yes.
Belize City is divided
Yes.
into constituencies, so you might be in one constitution, I be in the next one, and we're neighbors.
And beyond that, it could be just a street divides the
Correct,
polling area,
yes.
well, the constituency. So let's say you just move across the street, then it would be then a change of division because different constituency. But let's say you move down the street on the same side, then it would just be a change of address. But when you go into the office, then we would have to go out and carry out that investigation to see where exactly your house is so that we can put you properly
But
or inform you.
But the reality is that we shall do it because I know, especially politicians, don't want you to do that because they will lose a vote. So if I don't transfer, that's really, I'm not breaking a law, am I? I
No.
don't transfer because we know that is going on.
Yeah, you
A
have
lot of
persons who
that
don't
have moved,
who
but they're
don't
still
move.
voting in.
Yes.
So at the end of the day, you don't really have to.
No, but you shall. You don't have to, but you shall.
You should.
Inform us. You,
You
should
should.
inform
You
us so
should.
that
You
we
should.
can have an accurate list.
That's why the
But-
excitement will start
yes.
with the redistricting.
Yes.
That's when that starts, you know. So for these 2 months, until the end of August,
Yes.
this is, and again, carry us through the process.
You come
What will
into the
happen?
office. You come into the office. You present us with a form of identification card.
And when you say come into the office, you come into your
You come
main
into the office to
No.
each office,
Office has
each
its
district
constituency.
has a office, a election and boundaries office. So you would go to the office to which you are living, the constituency to which you are living. So if you're living in Collet, let's say you're moving from Port to Collet, you would not go to the Port Loyola office on Euphrates Avenue. You would go to the office on Cemetery Road that has the Collet constituency.
Because this constituency has an office.
Yes. So you would go there and you would present your ID. You have to do it personally. You can't send anyone to go and transfer for you because we have this thing where
Proxy?
election or boundaries move way. No. You personally have to go into the office and request a transfer. We do not transfer persons if you're not there. So you present your identification card, you provide us with the information, you sign on to the documents, we carry out our investigation. Once we finish with the investigation, the supplementary list is published. And that is published on the 15th of every month by law. You have up to the 25th to either appeal a decision or object to a decision. But in order for you to do that, you must be a registered voter within that constituency if you're going to object to any name. Once there's no objections, no appeals, or if there is, we go to court at the end of every month. The revising officer signs off on the list, and then your transfer is official. So we normally ask persons, come back in and see if your name made the list on the 15th, and come back or call and ask if your transfer went through. Because it's not me coming into the office and that's it. I don't get transferred. No.
No.
It goes
That's
through
a
a
process.
process. So you come back and check so that next year or come election day, you don't show up at a polling station and say, but I'm going to transfer. What happened? It could be that you got disallowed. And we do send scheduled mails once we disallow you. So if the postman can't find you, that means that you're not informed, but we also publish the names in the office.
Okay.
So there's ways of which we inform you, and you don't come back or do anything. And then when election day comes, it's, election and boundaries do this or no,
Right,
it's also,
right. You
we
have a
have a
responsibility to
responsibility
follow.
and you also
You do.
have
As a citizen, you have a
responsibility.
responsibility. So if you disallow me, I said, no, we won't take you. I could still vote in my old constituency?
Yes, because
I can.
your application was disallowed, so
But I'm still a registered voter.
Still a
I'm still a registered
voter.
voter.
However, in
Yeah.
the era in which you were.
What would make an objection? Like, I don't like him or something. I mean,
You would have to have valid reasons. You would have to prove that this person does not live at that address.
Okay.
So you can come in and object, and then you have to show up at the court and prove to the court
Oh,
that
you-
this
you have to
person,
back
yes,
that up.
you would have
Yes,
to back that
back
up
that
that
up.
this person does not live at that address. So
okay.
it's
And I
a,
suspect you get a lot of that, don't you?
we
You,
do.
you have stories you can tell, can't you?
Would supporting documents like, let's say, like a utility bill be beneficial or like help my case? Like I said, I transfer here and I bring this light bill, this water bill, and says yes, with
Yeah,
my under
in
my
my
name,
name,
it's the same
At
exact
this
location.
address, yeah.
Yes, we ask to be provided with a bill too, but it's not mandatory. You don't have to because we still have to go out there.
Okay.
No, but a bill is a good,
Yes.
A bill is a good
proof that.
proof. However, you also have to
Yes.
you also have to keep in mind that some persons may have bills in their name but still don't live at that address.
That's
so
true, yeah.
Yes,
That's
you could
true.
provide us with that bill. However, we still have to
do the
do
investigation.
our
We
investigation.
don't need to go to Galen and do the forensic investigation studies.
I got one final question. Given that it's a transfer period, is there going to be any extended hours at any point to accommodate persons who might not be able to make it during the regular 8 to 5?
At this present moment, we can't speak to that. However, if it is that we have extended hours, let's say we are open on a Saturday, the department will issue a statement, will make something public, so that persons know that they can come in and the office will be open, or we're extending our office hours. So something would be sent out for everyone to know.
Well, but you have offices everywhere.
Yes.
You know, I mean, you have one in your constituency, and you move to the other one, you have one in that constituency. So obviously you should be able to find the office. No, we need to be responsible as citizens too.
I don't think that.
No,
time.
he was asking about, let's say I work until
Yes,
5 and then the
yes,
office
5, I know.
opens until 5
Yeah.
and we only open Monday to Friday. So if it is that during this period we would be opening, let's say on a Saturday, to accommodate those who would be.
Do you do that?
And that's what, we did it a couple times in the past. But something is provided from the department. So here right now, I can't say we will be
Agreed. I know,
open
I
on
know.
Saturday next month. I can't say that because I don't want anyone to say Miss Neil camp on the show and
You know,
say that we open.
maybe that's
No.
why we don't make it
also,
a formula, you know.
So election and boundaries will issue something saying we're extending our opening hours, or we'll be open on election and boundaries will do that officially. But right now we can't speak to
And
that.
just to add to that, and I know, like you said, we work 8 to 5, but we also opens during lunch in case that maybe
There you
some
go.
electors
Yeah.
that have their lunch break and they could go in because we open through lunch.
All right,
Yes,
so there's that option.
How long does the normal process would last? A couple of weeks, a week, 2 weeks?
The normal-
Because once you do that, you will have to give up some time when you come and check, for instance. If any questions, I will have to be available. So you have to give up some time to do this. You have to. I mean, let's face it. That's a reality. Because you will set up an appointment, right? I say, well, I need to go see your residence.
Oh no,
Or you
we
what?
don't do that.
We don't inform.
We don't inform. We do
Ah.
random.
Announce
Yeah, we do
the-
random.
So you might knock my door 8 o'clock in the morning. You sure you made a sleep there?
Yes, we don't set up an appointment per se. We just randomly. So like today, let's say maybe some officers might be out doing investigation. Next week, Monday, maybe somebody might be doing investigation. Let's say over the weekend, some of the officers might be working. So we don't really have a set time, but
No,
we
that's a
know
good
that
idea.
we have to have the list ready by the 15th of the month. So if we have 100 applications, we have to investigate all those and have the list ready for the 15th. So we may
Okay.
call you after 7 and say, are you at home? 'Cause
Are we
we're
generally
working.
being responsible, ladies? Or do you get people coming in to transfer for these 2 months?
It
Are you
depends.
busy?
It depends. Every office carries its different
But I mean, generally, people are coming in.
Yes,
to
people
transfer.
do come in.
So-
People do
so,
come
yeah,
in.
we are generally
Yes,
responsible to
people
do
do
that.
come in and provide us, we've changed our address.
Okay. You have interesting job, don't you?
All right.
Any final
And
words
just
you
to
want to
add
tell
to,
us, or
we
anything you
also,
want to add, please?
Yes, we also publish deceased. So if you have a loved one who has passed away, we encourage you to visit the office. And if you have their death certificate, that can show as proof that the person is
No,
deceased.
that one you should, that one
Yes.
you must do, I would consider.
And then their names will be removed off the list. And we have special months whereby these names are removed off the list. These are done in February, May, June, July,
August and annual revision.
annual revision.
Do you totally depend on the citizens to do that, or you do
No.
your own research?
No,
On a follow-up,
we are
there
pro-
must be a registry somewhere. Just listen to
Ministry
that
of
announcements,
Health, Ministry of Health provides us with names. We also like me, for instance, I would watch news every night. So I watch and see.
I hope that me to watch.
So I watch and I see, persons and I write down the names. You also have the different funeral homes. So again, I look at the names and then I go to work, I just
No,
run
that
the
is being
system
responsible.
to see where
That-
those
that is-
persons are registered so that we can take them out.
And between 12 and 12:30, we do that announcement, so you could jot
Okay.
in the down too.
Okay.
Who gone.
But we really do encourage persons to inform us.
Of course.
Because while we
Of
do
course.
regular investigations for transfers and new registration, we also have to do for deceased. So we have to try reach out to a family member to ask them if this person is deceased. We can't just say, oh, well, it did, and you take it off. We have to have some kind of confirmation before we remove anyone off the list.
So if the list that you get from the ministry and so on, you
Yes,
still
we still
we
have
still
to
verify.
you have to verify it.
As some people have the same names. So, we really need to
True,
go
I know our
and
next one is
do our
Tabascus. Next thing you take
verification.
me off of the list and I see that. That's true. We miss anything?
No.
Well, thanks again, ladies, for coming in and making our morning interesting. no trouble.
Yes.
You know, move, transferring away.
Well, actually, I need to go visit because I have moved.
You have, you see? Now you shall
No, I shall.
transfer. You need to transfer. Thanks again.
Thank you.
Well, I know move. I lived at my place for 40 years. I know going away. Too late for me to move.
So I can use your address.
Yeah? You want to use my address?
No, it's fine.
Thanks again. We had Vilya Ash, Acting Registering Officer, Brioni Neal, and Sheridan Polonio, Registering Officers at the Election Boundaries Commission. Ladies, thank you for educating us and keeping us informed. And it is important that you transfer. We'll be back with more before we finish this morning's edition of the Morning Show. 15 minutes away from 9 o'clock. This is the morning show. And like they say, when you're having fun, time flies.
I think it's been a very, in various ways, it's been very educational for us on different fronts. And we started off this morning with, of course, the news director, Renee Trujillo. She and William Usher, they're there in Miramar, Florida, because of the whole Belize Immigration Mobile Passport Hub, as well as the Miramar Belize Day that is going to be occurring this weekend as well. We've heard multiple reports from her starting from yesterday. We've heard, like I said, from her this morning. There is another interview, I believe, that we have.
Let's catch up with what's happening there.
Belize Day comes up on Saturday. That's another one of the events this weekend. Let's go through the entire agenda because you put together this agenda and it's very detailed. And so I need you to expand on this part here where we have government officials. That's a big representation from Belize that we're seeing there. And we're also seeing this part, the purpose moment. So those are the two main sections that I want you to expand on.
With the government officials speaking, we have an opening ceremony at 10. And in there, we're going to have the opportunity to hear from the City of Miramar elected officials. So we have the mayor and we have the commissioners, because this is kind of like a merging of communities. It's both building trust in the community when it comes to cultural awareness and embracement. And so they will be addressing everyone that attends. And then we also have the Belize delegation that has, Ambassador Mendez, and we have from the Attorney General's office, and they will have an opportunity also to address the community, which is great, so that this is where, families and friends can learn. We're there, like for some of us who live here and have kids here and were born and raised, they learn about Belize and understanding the traditions and so forth. As well as having some of our major sponsors. They will be also addressing everyone there as well. So it was very important that they have a moment to do that because they're taking the time out and, really committing to this purpose. Which then leads me to the other section that, the purpose driven. When we come together like this, it's great to have fun and music and dancing and drinking and eating, because, Belizean like eat. But it's also important where there is a real drive behind it. Having a purpose in any initiative is key, especially when it's focused on education, when it's focused on healthcare, when it's focused on STEM and technology. And so having the robotics challenge, we will have, we will award at the end of the day the best build for the Stella Maris School. We're raising funds for all the students. And of course, we would like to have more than one pair of uniforms. So we're really using the donation from the Belize collection, giving away all the resort stays as a way and an initiative to do that. So, and also the mayor actually have a presentation to KHMH. So he's very, very vested in healthcare, building awareness, and the importance of contributing and helping in any way you can.
That's wonderful. That's a lot. And then you have the cultural and you have the culinary section as well.
No, that's the fun part. So with the culinary aspect, we have two wine connoisseurs here. We have Wine Smith and we have Wine Time. And of course we have the chocolate guy from all the way down from PG. So really showcasing and demonstrating and pairing, chocolate making and wine making. Wine Smith is very established in Belize and he's a big sponsor for this event. And they will definitely be showcasing how this is done, and you will get a little sample. And we will have drummers and we'll have a Belize dancer. And of course, we'll have all the Belizean music and the soca music that you'd like to hear and entertain.
So we'll have Chico through City Council and
Niche. Yes, we have Chico Ramos coming. He's going to be the headliner, so he will, end the big day with a bang. And we anticipate that it's going to be very entertaining, it's going to be fun, it's going to be enjoyable. And it's really going to, bring together the end of this whole great event.
I know you're the one who essentially put that logo. There's also a logo challenge. So you're the one who got
the Lego.
Lego.
Yes.
Sorry, the Lego
yeah,
STEM
the Lego.
challenge, right?
Yes, the Lego challenge. We work along with Kay. She is a STEM coordinator here at a local academy in Miramar, and working along with her to ensure that we do this right. We're focusing on education institution, healthcare institution, and a financial institution that they will be building. This was very important for us to do because STEM is key, and I know in Belize is really advancing greatly with robotics and winning competitions and all that. So we wanted to have a little taste of that, at the Belize Day event. So we have put that together as well. So the kids have their sections, you have the adults have their sections, and the community get to embrace Belize.
Thank you very much, Renee. And we, of course, over the weekend, will be bringing you more information from Miramar, Florida. If anyone here has been to Miramar, Florida, well, it's a very nice place, a pretty little city. And apparently we have quite a large group of, we have a lot of Belizeans living in Florida. I have a daughter there, so I know.
Do you think that reminds them of Belize? That's why they're in Florida?
Yeah, the weather in a sense, yeah. They get hurricanes too.
So you don't miss anything. It's like you're at home.
Like you're at home. Yeah, it is. Florida is a very interesting state. Alrighty, we have a couple of minutes left. Now, what's your favorite team, the World Cup team?
France. I've said this before. I'm a France fan since 1998.
If my information is correct, we have 8 quarterfinals now going into the quarterfinals of the game, right?
All right. So, as of yesterday, we had 8 of them. And I said as of yesterday because yesterday was the first of the 4 quarterfinals games, which was between France and Morocco, with France advancing with a score of 2-1. Morocco is out. Today, it's going to be Spain and Belgium.
Belgium?
Yes, I believe that is playing at 1 p.m. today. And then on Saturday, there's going to be the final 2 games in the quarterfinals, which is Norway versus England at 3 p.m. And then Argentina versus Switzerland at 7 p.m. If memory serves me right.
Okay, so we know Morocco is out.
Morocco is out.
So we have Switzerland, Belgium, Norway, Argentina, England, Spain, and France remaining in the. If I was to ask you, which team Belizeans are supporting more?
I mean, I'm just going to go from the fact that one of the games that I did go and watch last week, actually exactly a week ago, when I walked into the establishment, a sea of light blue and white, which obviously is an indication of Argentina.
Yes.
Now, catch me when I went the following day to the same establishment watching the France game. There was only 2 persons, one of them myself, that had on the French jersey.
Right.
So,
so Belize, as far as we're concerned, are supporting Argentina.
It seems that way. It seems that
that makes 2 of us here. That makes 2 of us here. I am also France, and France is showing that it could take the tournament, but other countries, it's a possibility this could go anywhere.
I know. I've been following it from the beginning, and there's many discussions on this because there are different kinds of persons who watch the World Cup when it comes around every 4 years. There's obviously the hardcore fans who not only
they start from the first game.
Not only from the first game, they follow they follow the clubs, so they follow club association football, so like those ones from the different leagues, the Premier League, the MLS, the La Liga, all the other ones. I'm sorry, I'm not too familiar with it. Then you have those who are more of the just when the World Cup comes around, who they follow from the very beginning. Then there are the other ones who know that it's here. They don't really follow, but they just saw who they play today. Okay, that's nice. Whichever one to me is completely fine. But one thing I like about it is that it brings more conversation when it comes to people, because even persons who are not interested in it at all, just hearing about it constantly, it it grabs their attention. It gives them they're interested in learning about it a little bit more, and that's where you kind of bring people into sports a bit. And you try not to alienate them, because I understand the hardcore fans, they're not too fancy of those who might just watch it from when it comes every 4 years. But that's how you get people involved into it as well.
They do have followers. Do you, we talk to a lot of sporting organizations in Belize who, one of their pet peeves is always, we don't support sports enough. We need to support sports more. But when you look at something like this, we do love sports.
We do.
As a country, as a population, as persons, we do follow international sports. When there's basketball in the U.S., the World Cup for one, as you said, we have groups that watch these games all over the country here. And almost every other Belizean I met, they have something to say about the games, or they're following it. So we do generally love sports.
We do love the sports. And I know that there's this conversation, and not maybe deep in depth, but we know that in the next 4 years, that's going to be the centennial, I believe that's what you call it, the anniversary, because it's going to make 100 years since the very first World Cup that was played in 1930.
Really?
And that one is supposed to feature, I believe it's 64 teams. So just for that one only, it's expanded, because this year
Because already they know where that's going to be hosted?
It's going to be hosted. So it's going to be mainly Spain, Portugal, and Morocco.
Okay.
However, there's going to be, I believe, opening games played in Uruguay and two other, I think, Argentina and Brazil. I'm not sure of the other two South American countries, but for sure Uruguay will be one of them. And that's because it's to honor the very first game that was played, that was played at that point will be 100 years ago, the first one in Uruguay. So there's only going to be special host for, I think, one game before all of it transitions over to
that
Morocco,
part of Europe.
To that part of Europe, yes.
Interesting. Of these teams we have here, Switzerland, Belgium, Norway, France is the defending.
No, Argentina is the defending.
Argentina, that's right,
yes.
defending. France was before.
France was before.
Before, that's right. So all eyes are on these two countries.
They are for different reasons.
Yes, but there are some what you call force, or been a long time they have been in the finals, like Norway.
Norway, I think the farthest they've ever made it was.
That's right.
I think it was. I'm not sure if it was a quarterfinals back in the 90s, I believe, because it's been
Way
some
back
years
when.
since they made it.
Switzerland.
Also, I think 2000s they had made it into the top four
right.
at one point. Belgium has been
more recently.
8 years ago. They in 2018 they were in the top 4 from my recollection. England, I think it was 8 years ago too, if not last 4 years. I don't quite remember off the top of my head.
And Spain, all these countries have not been in the quarterfinals for a long time. So they are saying, at least they made it there. They made it there.
I like the fact that we're seeing the competition has stepped up, and that is clearly showing, because I know some persons might think that some of the games might have been unfair, given that some more lower ranked teams.
We talk about the politics of all that's going on and the controversies and so on.
But
this has been an interesting World Cup.
But I like the fact that it exposes the world to other countries, because one of the biggest stories coming out, or one of the biggest teams coming out of the World Cup, is obviously Capo Verde. And from what I understand, that searches for Capo Verde vacation has increased by 5,000%. And that just goes to show you, having got a global eye on these teams, it builds that interest for the country, and you know that will eventually lead to some increase in tourism.
Nobody, and most people, that's why they're saying something like the World Cup teaches us about geography.
It does.
We suddenly get interest in different countries. I mean, a country like Haiti played, and it's a devastated country. Iran, the politics of that. But it brings people together, and of course it highlights controversy and it highlights divisions, but it does bring people together. So until these games are going to be played, these 7 now till the 19th, right? When the last
Yes, there's
game is the championship game.
It's going to be next week.
Be played.
Yeah, next week
That's
Sunday.
right.
So there's today, tomorrow, next week Tuesday, Wednesday, Saturday is the third place game, and then the finals is going to be the following Sunday on the 19th of July.
Yeah. But there are a lot of interesting stories. A lot of people went to America, and it's become they're the stories behind the games themselves. You know, you mentioned about Cabo Verde. Suddenly finding out, I myself want to look.
You want to look, so you wanna-
look at, Cabo Verde. It's a group of, I think, 9 islands off the coast of Africa, and they have about the same population we have.
You know what's interesting? I was looking up a document regarding hurricanes, and Cabo Verde got brought up because it mentioned something about how you can expect some of those formations from right by around Cabo Verde. I'm like, and we just saw them in the World Cup.
And they come this way.
They come this way, so now, like I know I could visualize it even better.
An interesting story came out earlier in the games. The Scots in Boston, they ran out of beer.
Oh.
Well, they according to the Scots, they ran out of real beer because they had the Bud Light and things. They don't want it.
No, they want their.
Anyway, we're enjoying the games and keep doing so. That's all we have for you this Friday morning.
That's right. It is
Rich,
9
thank
o'clock.
you for your knowledge.
No problem. We want to say thank you to everyone who was instrumental in today's show. Manuela Ayuso, the producer. Of course, Giovanni Castro, holding over for William Usher as the MCO.
Who's in
Miramar. Tamar Jones, who is in Love FM studio, keeping you company up until midday today. As well, Andrew Jones, who's helping us to stream. Thank you for being here as well, Ernesto. And to each and every one of you from near and far, thanks for being a part of the morning
That's right.
show.
We appreciate your company. Take care of yourself and be kind to somebody today. Belize and beyond.
Thanks for choosing love.
Thanks for choosing love. Bye-bye.
Good morning, Belize, and good morning. I say good morning, Belize, and good morning. And how are you this morning?
Wake up every morning, life go to work again.